So we are at shakedown number 2 for me and shakedown number 5 for you, Greg? 4.
I forget, 4 or 5.
Yeah, so shakedown 4 we think for Greg, shakedown 2 for me. And you know, basically what we're doing is we're just testing out all the gear that we have for the TransAmerica Trail. So both Greg and I had Banshee 200s for our tents before. I hated it, he was fine with it, but we actually ended up both getting new tents. He wanted to go much lighter weight, and I hated with a fiery passion that tent because I'm 6'2" and I did not fit in it. Basically, the tent was on my forehead and my feet were pushing out the other side. So that didn't work for me. So Greg went with the Big Agnes Copper Spur. Big Agnes Copper Spur 1-person tent. He's extremely happy with it. And it is,
yeah, it was great.
yeah, and it is a very nice, small, super lightweight tent.
1.8.
1.8 pounds. I love my luxuries. That's why I got the biggest and the heaviest bike of everybody. I went with the Marmot Limelight 2-person tent, and I am so happy with this thing. If you see where that zipper is right there, it goes all the way to, let's see if I can show you real quick. There. So it starts there and ends there. So if I open it up for you, that's a pretty big doorway. Believe it or not, that's the small one. This doorway, which I'm not going to bother showing you because you get the idea, opens up the entire thing, and then you can wrap it up. So anyhow, I'm super happy with this tent. It deploys in a matter of minutes, and the thing that really sold me on this is that you can deploy the base layer, so the footprint it's called, and the rainfly without the tent. So if it's raining, you can deploy all the waterproof stuff and then deploy the tent inside the rainfly. I think that's, oh, and Greg's too. And I think that's awesome. So anyhow, still figuring out our gear, still testing our gear. Last night I slept with the blanket developed by me, which is the Down for Adventure camping blanket. It's good to about 50 degrees, I think, 55 degrees. And then it was a little too warm for it, but I'm testing out the Go Back Trail down-filled mummy bag, which is made for somebody my height. And I've tested it just getting into it, and there's plenty of space for me. I'm 6'2" and 230. I'd like to say I'm 6'2" and 210, but that ain't real. Anyhow, so shakedown number 2 for me. Oh, and then of course Tim, he's got the MSR Hubba Hubba. A great, that's a 2-person. It's a small 2-person, it's really a 1-person, but you know, 1-person.
I guess you're probably right. Yeah,
it is technically a 2-person.
1-person is like it must be a half-person.
Yeah. We got the 3 bikes. He's got the Honda XR650L. Is that right? L?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the Kawasaki KLR 650. Greg's got the KTM 450 EXCF. And, huh?
6 days.
6 days model. And right now we're all running different pannier systems. So he's got Wolfman, I've got Tusk, and Tim's got Moscow. And basically Greg and I are, Greg's going with Moscow. He's getting rid of his Wolfmans. And I'm heavily considering going with Moscow because last night when we went on a little shakedown ride, I was slipping and sliding around and had to put my foot down to stop myself from going down. And then my leg went back and bonk right into that hard pannier. So that's not good if I did that at any sort of speed. It was slow, so it didn't hurt, but still. Anyhow, this is just an update of shakedown number 2 for me. and it's going great. I mean, we're really getting a good idea of what gear we do and don't need. During our gear shakedown, I probably eliminated about 4 pounds worth of stuff. On this shakedown, this is our actual camping shakedown. We've had 1 gear shakedown so far where we lay out everything. Collectively, we probably got rid of...
I got rid of at least 4 pounds.
Yeah,
on my side.
we probably collectively got rid of 10 pounds of gear or more because of redundancies that we didn't need. And then we also redistributed some weight. Like, I'm carrying all the camping equipment, the cooking equipment, and which is a bit heavier because we're getting larger cooking equipment to cook for all 3 of us. But I have the extra space, so they're carrying all the tools. I've got 2 extra tubes, so on and so forth. So hopefully I'll be able to do more videos on this and go, once we figure out exactly what it is that we're doing and who's carrying what, we'll know. So that's our update for today. Thanks, guys. See ya. All right, go ahead.
So this is our Wolfman gear. I actually purchased this with some of my other Wolfman gear. This bag was too big for what I needed, so I got the small, which is the yellow one over on the other side of the bike there.
I'll just show them real quick. That's the smaller one there.
That's the Expedition Dry Duffel.
Expedition Dry Duffel.
Wolfman.
So Greg gave me...
I gave Danan the medium one.
Yeah.
Now I'm probably going to be going with the Musco because it's just
Moscow.
Airplane grade shit. It's just, this stuff is amazing. So we've been noticing some things, some quality issues with these. I've noticed like there's little bits of furries around some of the seams. They've been getting bigger. It takes a long time to thread everything to get it on and off. And then we just noticed this one issue here. You pull it down to tighten it, and it doesn't even stay in there.
So the buckle's busted.
Looks like there's a piece that broke off here, maybe. I don't know, but still, that's actually hard to get it in there too.
Yeah.
It should not do that. See, it wants to pull out. Now, given this is not necessarily the most important strap because it's not holding it on the bike, but it's holding the roll.
Yeah.
It should not do that for the price that we paid for this.
For the $150 that this bag costs,
That
should not happen.
Should not happen.
So this is a review of the Wolfman medium-sized duffel.
I got another thing to show while we're doing that on Wolfman.
Okay. All right. So another.
So here's another thing I do not like about these bags. If you can see in here with the camera, I don't know if you can see. So there's this liner. It's this flexible liner that goes around. It's in 3 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It's always in your way. Trying to get stuff in there, you're smashing your hands into it. It's folding under. It sucks.
Okay, so the liner is there to help hold the shape.
It kind of makes it. Yeah, I know there's some guys on YouTube that are taking a specific type of bucket from Walmart, and they're literally inserting it in here, cutting the top rim and deburring it and putting it in here because it stays. Where this thing just kind of folds in. It's just. The other thing is it's got these replaceable back parts here that are velcroed under the back of the bag, which is a good idea because you can replace these so it doesn't wear the bag, it wears this piece.
Yeah.
Don't really like that though. It's just it's hard to center it.
Okay.
And also one of these straps, it's this one here. It's almost impossible to get through. If you look here, I'll show you real quick. This is how you get them on. The bag's on. You put this through here and you go like that, and it's pretty easy. But on the one down there on the bottom, I had to file it a whole bunch, and it's still a pain in the butt. It's like deformed.
Okay.
So it's just a point of quality. It's like if you're gonna pay this much money for stuff, it should work. You know, I'll do another review when I get my Musco stuff, but Moscow. So I mean, based on the quality of what I've seen on Tim's bike with the Moscow stuff, I'm completely and utterly sold, and I'll do a review on that too. I've decided to just get rid of these. The other thing with the Moscow ones is that you can go with no rack. It's called the Reckless 80 is the one I want to get.
And there's also the Reckless 40 if you want
40
smaller.
liter as well. I'm gonna keep the rack on this bike I'm going to cut the pannier sections off that hold the panniers, so that I'm going to keep these bars. I'm going to modify this rack. I'm going to probably get about 4 pounds off this bike.
We'll just do a video on that later.
Yeah, but I'm going to get about 4 pounds off, and I get rid of these bags, and I have the more aerodynamic setup. Plus, if I needed to take these into a hotel room, ain't going to happen without about 10 minutes of de-strapping, and it's so hard to center it in the right spot. I'm going to have to take all this stuff out of here and take it into a hotel room, or risk someone taking stuff out of my bags. With Musco, I can open it up, pull the whole liner out, and walk into the hotel room.
Cool.
So that's my not liking Wolfman.
All
Sorry,
right,
guys.
Little way to do some space saving. I went ahead and took a hacksaw to my toothbrush so that it'll fit just inside of this bag, and I can keep my toothbrush and toothpaste together, roll it all up together, and I don't have an extra long nub sticking out with nowhere to go.